It's time to get the washing out of the washing machine. My name is Van der Puchert and this is Finding Frequency, Home Edition. So I thought I'll record while I'm actually doing something useful for a change. Because usually I'm either sitting at my laptop doing work for other people. And from time to time I actually do stuff in the house as well. You know, duties. So Marta is out to go drop off some shoes. She's got some shoes she's not wearing, and found someone who wanted to look at them, and so we can recycle them. That's a good thing. But it's not about shoes today. So we woke up this morning, Sunday morning, great weather. Sun's out, not too hot. Actually, very, very nice weather. Sun shining, like I mentioned, and pleasant, definitely pleasant. And there is no little terrorist around. As much as I miss him, that got us out to go sit in some play zone somewhere. So we could do what we usually do. And this is the funny part of the story, is that we spent a fair amount of time this morning. Sorry, I'm also folding clothes or taking clothes out of the washing machine here, so it might make a weird noise in the recording. But we spent a fair amount of time this morning trying to find a nice place to go have a breakfast, because it's been a while and we did enjoy going out for breakfast quite often. You know, just sit down and enjoy spending time together and just eat some nice hipster food. And we thought, let's relive that for a moment. And then spent a fair amount of time to find a place where we wanted to go. And in the end, we decided to go to a place. It's a nice platz or square, more a round than a square. It's called Charlotte. It's kind of a chain, but not hipsterish. And we thought, you know what, let's go there. It's a nice venue. And we drove there. And on our arrival, there was actually a queue outside this place. And all the hipsters queuing to get into a place that basically serves homemade bread and jams. So we thought maybe that's not a good idea. And it put us back in a spot where we couldn't really make up our mind of where to go. And all of a sudden, Marta just pipes up and says, let's go to Cafe Nero. Now, Cafe Nero, maybe if you're not in Europe, you won't be aware of it. Cafe Nero is there's Costa Coffee is also a chain. It's like a Starbucksy kind of vibe, but not as Starbucks, but very, very close. And I mean, I used to spend a lot of time in Cafe Nero before the pandemic, especially it's a nice place to go sit and work and have a cup of coffee. And we never really saw it as a venue for a breakfast or to go hang out necessarily as a special treat. And the thing is, because of this pandemic, I haven't been to Cafe Nero in a very long time. And it's weird that in the context of what has happened for the last couple of months, when Marta piped out and said, let's go to Cafe Nero, we kind of mentally high-fived. It was like, oh, hell yes, that's exactly where we want to go. I remember coming to Poland, and the specific Cafe Nero that we actually wanted to go to is situated in the old town. It looks out on Nowy Świat. Nowy Świat is Polish for New World. It's like a road there, and it looks like the old town is built all around it. And it's just beautifully situated. We actually ended up sitting outside because the weather was just great for that. And we got some Cafe Nero sandwiches, Cafe Nero coffee. I think Marta had the Cafe Nero quiche. And it was an amazing time. And it's funny how the pandemic actually highlighted something like this, where something so simple can become so awesome. You know, reappreciating something that we haven't done before. And that is the extraordinary of today. It's just a good time good company, hanging out in a coffee shop that we've taken for granted up until this point, and we really enjoyed it. It was delicious. It was amazing. We also ended up the day by taking a bit of a stroll in Old Town. We went to the Warsaw Museum in Old Town. We haven't been there before. It's a newish museum. Not a lot of artifacts there, but a lot of history. And it's good to revisit some of these things, just to see some of the history that's behind the city that I live in. So that was great. And we rounded it off by having a spritzer in one of the markets there, squares. And we just sat down, relaxed. And this is one thing we can't really do with Francie around, is that he's such a busybody that he always wants action or wants to be on the move. And now we could just hang out a little bit and just reflect and have conversations. Of course, we had the mother-in-law also phoning every 5 minutes, which is kind of a standard thing of my life at the moment. With all the medical situations, whatever. It's a bit annoying. Sorry to say it, but what can I do? So we spent some time there and then ended up walking around a little bit. And then Martha always wanted to go to this little fancy pants cafe called Cafe Bristol as part of a hotel chain, if I remember correctly. And we ended up having a piece of cake and some coffee there before we came home. And Martha's now quickly gone off to do an errand. So what an amazing day. And I think we made good use of the time without Francie. And that being said, I can't wait. Don't get me wrong. I can't wait for my little boy to come back. So things tend to change from time to time quite quickly when it comes to my mother-in-law. But my understanding is that Francie will be coming back tomorrow, which is better because it means that my mother-in-law is not having to drive into too much traffic. So I hope that you've had a good day too. Some time to spend with family and or experience something or learn something new. It's always good to expand the old mind a little bit. Got to do that. So, and now, as I end the recording this, it's around 4 o'clock. It's maybe a bit late, but I am going to use the time to take a half an hour, 45-minute nap. Because why the hell not? That's, of course, after I've hung the washing. Thanks for listening.